So, very important market segments. We've talked this morning about metaverse and AI across many different parts of the Pro AV business. Now we're going to move on. In our next session, we're going to be talking about an insightful discussion. We're going to be talking about new ways to engage the retail customer. What could speak more to the heart of you folks from Dubai than retail environment with all our malls? In this session, our expert speaker will unveil innovative strategies and technologies shaping the retail landscape, discover how forward-thinking retailers are leveraging interactive displays, personalized experiences, and data-driven insights to captivate customers and to drive sales. I'd like to welcome to the stage Ahmed ElRidi, who is the CEO of AIMS. Thank you.
And where is the clicker? This one. You hear me? All right. Thank you both for the introduction. I will try to make this as entertaining as possible. I am known for my lesser words presentations, more visual and no information at all. So I hope that you're going to enjoy what I'm going to say. My name is Ahmed ElRidi, as Bob said. I'm the CEO of a company called AIMS. We've been doing digital signage here in the UAE since 2002. And we've done several installations. So I'm going to be using a couple of the installations that we have done. They are not the biggest. We've done much bigger installations, but these are two ones that I like most because they do deliver the message. So, right. Yeah, here we are. So, because we are a different system integrator and we call ourselves a media experience agency that utilizes digital tools, we like more to speak about what does the technology do for you rather than what the technology is. And if you're talking about customer experiences, yes, it might be related to digital screens, but we like to see how it happens from the point of view of customer engagement. And there is a very nice report that I've read earlier in 2021, but I want to quote something from it. Adobe did this report, and it says that companies who got engaged into customer experiences across their various channels have seen a 25% increase in their conversion rates and 23% increase in their average order value, which means that getting your customer engaged in your store does make you make more money. So everyone knows, I think, we are here in Integrate. You know what digital displays are, engagement displays are, and wayfinding displays are. And I'm going to use them as an example for what I'm going to try to deliver as a message today. So what is a communication and what is an engagement display? From my point of view, and this is kind of my explanation of it, you can quote me whenever you want. Communication display is the passive ones that you see on the walls. They deliver a message and they ask you to create some sort of an action, whether using a QR code or using your phone or logging into a website or downloading an app. And an engagement display is a display that allows your clients to engage with some sort of an action, to learn about a product or something that you are trying to sell them. But it has another advantage. It also allows you to capture information about your client because you can actually record what kind of interactions they're having. And this is a very important thing because this is the first part. When we were selling this kind of technology, me and Claude and Mike, my colleagues, and even Dibujit, we were trying to convince the clients that the information and data that they're going to gather is going to help them make better decisions towards how they can utilize this technology and further enhance their services to their clientele. And please remember that part about collecting information because it's going to go through with us across the presentation to the last slide of the presentation. So just to give you a couple of examples about projects that we've done. So communication displays. We had a client, Axim Telecom. They wanted to transform their shops from just mobile phone displays and printed media into something digital. And at that time, there was this video hype of Microsoft Shop. And they wanted to convert their stores into something that is similar to Microsoft Shop. We had a little bit of an extra challenge, is that in Microsoft they had a linear installation, while ours were just ups and downs, with different shapes and forms. But we managed to deliver this with the help of my colleague Mike over there, who provided us with technology. And we installed more than 2,000 video walls in 60 shops. And I can tell you that the infrastructure in the back of the screens was even much more interesting than what happened at the forefront on the shop. This is how it looked like at the end. Just didn't want to see a very long. From this project, we had 7 key performance indicators that we had to fulfill. I have not listed them as per importance. I just listed them as per let's say, the arrangement of the slide. So the first one was the wow effect, because we wanted people walking into the mall to see what is there in the shop and get wowed and get in, and of course would increase the walk-ins, conveniently increase into a sales conversion and increase value-added services and staff retention. So this is part of the services that we have, the performance indicators that we have achieved using this project. Engagement displays, on the other hand, is, as I said, something interactive that you use, and we did it for Sporter.com, and Sporter.com is a website that sells nutritional supplements and sportswear, and they wanted to have their own first brick and mortar store, and we gave them those displays. We gave them a couple of multi-touch object recognition displays. We gave them interactive screens for their online shopping, so that the users who are used to using the website can still have the same experience within the shop, and we gave them passive screens for advertising. This is part of the experience of the object recognition. That was a test being done in our office before the delivery. So you put in So as you can see, you put an object, it recognizes which object this is, and then you can start interacting with the screen and getting more information. You get a multitude of information, whether it's text or picture or video and so on. And this is the part that we talk about with engagement displays. In this particular one is where we collect what the customers are interested in and which products they are looking at. Finally, the wayfinding screens is, of course, something that you see around you in the shopping malls, and we are proud to have done the first ever wayfinding application in Dubai Mall in 2009, when we were presented with the challenge of doing the digital signage installation. We were asked also to do a wayfinder, and at that time we had to build it from scratch. Across the years, we have managed to deliver these services for multiple shops, and the designs and how the look and feel of the wayfinding has changed. Before I come for this presentation, I was intrigued to actually try to ask people about a question that we have been always answering without actually having the real question answered out there. So I put on my LinkedIn, guys, I'm doing a presentation on Integrate Middle East, and I would like to ask you a question. What do you think most important points that a wayfinding system has to cover? Whether it's the store location, so are people what are you looking for when you're using a wayfinding system? Are you looking for a store location? Are you looking for the parking? Either try to find a parking or find where your car is in the parking. And sales and promotions, or ease of accessibility to information, such as, for example, where an ATM is or whatever. And the answers were very interesting. Equal. I don't know how come this has happened, but each one of them was equally almost important. Yes, learning about sales and promotions was like 4%, a little bit higher than the rest, but 28 and 24 and 24 is almost similar. So I guess that no value of a certain item is the more important when using a wayfinder. Actually, they are all as equally as important. So from this, we move to the design of the and the look and feel of the wayfinder. So you can see that shop, dine, fun, now are equally distributed as important. What we have been doing as a design is actually the same as what the people have answered in a poll, which means that we are going somehow in the right direction when we are taking the brief of the client. Okay, so what information do we get when we're using a wayfinder solution? For you as a user, we're telling you where the stores are, the parking are, and so on. But we can also tell who is looking for what, in which language, when, at what time of the day, and for how long he's been looking for it. But the most important piece that we learned only after implementing so many systems is the last point. What is missing? When people are looking for something that does not exist in the mall, and then we get to learn a very important piece of information, because you're usually looking at what you have and you're skipping what you don't have. And this is one more application that allows you to know what is it that the people that are looking for that you don't have, so you can for them. Information being gathered. So now I've spoken about what kind of information we gather from the teams, from the different solutions that we've implemented. Then came the most important disruptive technology that we have used, which is the audience measurement, the anonymous audience measurement. Anonymous audience measurement, I'm sure that most of you know, it's installing a camera that will recognize the person. It will not recognize the person like who he is, Ahmed or Mohammed or Claude or Mike, but it will recognize if this is a male or a female, which age group, right now the latest update, we would know if they are wearing glasses, having mustaches or beards, and we would know if they're happy, unhappy, grumpy, you know, someone gave the credit card to a wrong person, so we would know all of these information. But still, until this particular point, it was only information, okay? What do we do with this information? Because the more information you get, the more the task is difficult, because you need to go through a lot of information in order for you to make good use of it. Okay, so I got a lot of information and I made a pie chart, a bar chart, a line chart, and I put it on front of the management. We made a good presentation. They clapped their hands. Thank you very much. Okay, what's next? Like, how can we analyze this massive data that is being given to us? And that's why I'm repeating again and again about the data, because I think that the application that we're going to discuss lately is the most important job of that application. So I promised to show you new ways of interacting with the client. And I now have been talking about installations that we've done and how we have done it. So I have looked into the internet and tried to get you 3 most interesting technologies that I have seen that were interesting to me. Now, we don't sell this technology per se, and I made sure that it is something new that you might like, and I grabbed 3 videos that I'm going to show you. The first one is related to the audience measurement, which is, I just showed you the cameras, and it is using the audience measurement and how do I recognize the person in front of me to give him an interactive campaign. And this is one is done by Quividi, who is a company that was first introduced to me by Mr. Claude a few years ago. I don't know what you think, but I really like this
This is
campaign.
from the speaker, I
It's a
think.
very impressive use of how facial recognition is done. The second application is something also that I like, and I know all of us who go to the Carrefours and Gions, you have always someone who's coming to you with a tray and say, "Hi sir, would you like to have a sample?" You know, and they start asking you a question, trying to give you a sample, get some information, fill it up on a piece of paper and so on. And I stumbled into this one and it was very interesting as well.
I know how excited you are to share your new product with the world. There are many ways to promote your product in store. One of the most effective is giving your customer a sample. Once the shopper has left the store, you lose touch with them, making it nearly impossible to re-engage with them and easy for them to forget your brand. What if your in-store shoppers could leave a digital trail? Just like in online shopping. Say hello to PodDrop, a revolutionary platform that connects physical sampling to the digital world. Think of it as a sample with superpowers. Once the shopper gets their sample, they leave a digital trail that allows you to re-engage with them, just like in online shopping. Here's how it works. This is the PodDrop dispenser. Shoppers scan the QR code and fill in their details. In less than 20 seconds, the shopper has their sample and you have a way to reconnect with them. The PodDrop API connects to your CRM, enabling you to connect verified consumer data, giving you the ability to retarget an audience of people who you know have already tried your product. The pods themselves are made from recycled materials, keeping sustainability in mind. Available in a number of retail-ready size configurations and with endless options for visuals, PodDrop can be customized to tell your brand's story. In the world of unified commerce, PodDrop is the way of blending physical and digital to stay connected to your customers.
I wish I'd see that one in a Carrefour near me soon. The final one is for display communication displays. With an addition to a few interactions, an LED technology. I don't know if they are available here in the Integrate. I hope that they would be. I'm going to be looking for them, and it's doing this. want to have this at home. So I've spoken about information that we collected, technologies that I got interested in, looking up on the internet to find something new to show you. And we discussed about a lot of information that are very difficult to get into. So what is going to help us get through this lot of information? Does anyone have an idea, or just a couple of letters? AI. AI in digital signage is going to help us go through the information that we are already collecting, and we have been collecting for many, many years now, and make an actual use out of it. But what exactly is AI going to be like? Pinning point, what exactly AI is going to do for digital in one slide. It's not going to be the size of the screen that is going to determine how successful your network is. It's not the content. The screen is going to be everywhere. It is already everywhere. The content is 4K, 8K, 12K. Where do you want to go? We already have amazing content running everywhere. It's going to be Minority Report. AI is going to match the content to the viewer walking into the store, knowing who he is, or at least what is his preferences, because it can recognize that this person was here before. It's going to change the content according to the person looking at it. It's going to change the user interface according to the person using the system. It's going to drive relevant content to each and every single display within the retail place. And it is going to enhance the data collection process. And one day, the whole digital signage network will be run by AI. There will be no content manager people running it. And I will leave you now with something that I actually created on a prompt. A lot of my colleagues, Brad just spoke about Midjourney. I found Kyber, and I just created this today in the morning before I came, with I think a couple of lines of prompt, and you can scan the QR code to get my information if you'd like. I'm ready for questions. Zero, 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 huh?
Perfect timing. So, here we have, again, another segment of the Pro AV industry where we're trying to assist the retail customers that we have to engage more properly. And you promised a lot of visual, and you did a great job of showing us what the impact is going to be. So if we have questions, just raise your hand and we'll have someone with a microphone. So if you have questions about retail, Pro AV, if you have questions about the engagement or the future of AI, then this is your chance to ask. There's a question way in the back there.
It's unfair, you know too much.
Mr. ElRidi, I'm going to ask you a nice question. Now, in all of your experience over the last couple of years in the retail, have any of your customers actually told you they saved money or they made money via your deployments?
Axiom.
Axiom?
Axiom.
And would you like to elaborate?
Well, Axiom actually used the network not only to promote the phones that are available in the stores, but every single time one of the fabricators of a new phone, like Apple, Samsung, Huawei, and LG, and all of them, was launching a phone, they utilized the full network of screens and had something called wrap. So if you've seen in the picture, there was different pictures of different products according to the shelf allocation, but during a launch, all the screens would act as if they are one, and then you would see a huge phone floating and all of this, and that was actually a big revenue generator, yes.
Thank you.
More questions regarding retail engagement? Mike,
That's it.
I guess, Ahmed, you're just too good. Thank you for answering all our questions.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.
So, we're going to be moving on to our next session very shortly. But first, we'd like to bring up a chair. So while they're bringing up the chair, I just want to thank everybody in the audience, and I want to express to you that this is also your time, and if you want to ask a question, or even if you just have an opinion you want to share, it's okay to do that. This is your